Okay, so welcome to our pre-recorded webinar for week 2 for ADL634. So we have gone over this before, so just a quick reminder about this. Grades will be posted the Tuesday after the class ends, and probably not between 12 to 5, but it could be. It could just be any time after noon on the Tuesday after the class ends. Grades will be posted. Probably pretty shortly after that time. So just make sure that everything looks good in the gradebook. Keep monitoring the gradebook as well to make sure that assignments are getting graded. Don't be afraid to email me if something isn't graded and you think it should be or whatever, because we don't want any mistakes to be made at that point, especially because I'll be submitting final grades, around that time. Remember, grade assignments are due that last week of class 1 day early, so they're due by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. However, if something happens that's out of your control, feel free to contact me to see if potentially we could give you a little extra time. Typically, I can give you at least a little extra time without any trouble. So feel free to do that too if something happens that's out of your control. Discussion boards, try to do the discussion boards a little bit earlier in the week if you can. Since we do respond to other students, it's nice if there are responses in there earlier than later. And then they just kind of make a little more sense if you do them as you're going through the readings and whatnot. Check the rubric. Typically, you need to respond to at least 2 other students. And then if you can label the parts of your responses, if it's a multi, if there's different things that you're responding to, that's helpful too, especially if you're being assigned points for different things within your response. If it comes to if we're doing independent study, this may be a little bit different. You may not have 2 other students to respond to, but we'll make sure you have at least 1 other student to respond to make sure you can meet that requirement. Okay, weekly meetings. We do have weekly meetings Monday at 5 p.m. I will give you information about each of these meetings. Sometimes I'll just feel like we only really need a pre-recorded webinar like this and we're probably fine. So I'll usually give you, by Thursday of the week before or so, I'll give you information on what's happening for the next week. If it's an independent study, that's a little bit different too. Oftentimes we don't, we may not have to meet, live each week. But if you do feel like you need to meet live, then we can certainly go ahead and arrange a time for that. Just let me know. And then if we do have a live webinar, if I feel like it's necessary, then I'll give information. I'll try to give you plenty of warning for that. Let's see, week 4, we have a Twitter chat planned for week 4, so more information is coming on that, so look at the class website for that. And then, of course, rubrics, make sure you check those. Okay, week 2 assignment. Notice it's assignment, not plural, because we only have 1 assignment this week, but before you get too excited about that, it is a fairly lengthy assignment. So at this point, you probably already have a Moodle course set up, so we're just going to continue with that Moodle course. And within that Moodle course, you're going to kind of make a mini class in there. So there's going to be 4 things for this week that you want to include. Number 1 is you're going to want to include a centralized repository. Basically, this is just a folder to house things that you want to share. They could be documents like a syllabus or something like that. Could be links to external websites that you feel like the students would benefit from, or links to YouTube videos or something like that. Basically anything that you feel would be useful for the students, you're going to go ahead and put in there in that one location. Now these could be things that are in other places within your course. So maybe under week 1 of your course, you have a link to to the syllabus or something, or to a YouTube video that you find useful, or a website that you find useful. They could be elsewhere, but then this is sort of just like it says, a centralized repository, an area where you can just put all those links so the students can find them really quickly and kind of just get an overview of the things that you find useful that you want to share with the students. You're going to want to also plan 2 or more asynchronous activities. So that's going to be like our threaded discussions, like our discussion boards within our class website. So it'll be similar to that. You're going to want 1 or more synchronous activities. So there'll be a certain time that will be scheduled, a certain time that will be scheduled for, and this is going to be like our synchronous webinar. So if we have a live webinar where we meet together and we're all talking at the same time, that's going to be that type of thing. Then you're also going to want to have 1 graded assignment, and then within that you're going to want to have some text, obviously, that explains the assignment. You want to have links to online resources, so to external websites, and you want to have embedded media. Notice it says in there. So that will be media that is embedded within your Moodle course. So instead of being a link that goes to a YouTube video, it'll be a YouTube video or something like that, some sort of video that is right within, can be played within your Moodle course. So for these things, you're going to want to check the video tutorials that are within the class website. And if there's not something in there that you find that you don't have directions to, please just go ahead and let me know, and I can put something together really quickly. I'll do like a quick video tutorial or something, and I can post that usually pretty quickly. So just let me know if there's anything that you need help with. I'm happy to put that together. It doesn't take very long at all, believe it or not. All right, and that's about it, other than just don't forget about the plethora of resources, readings and websites and things like that that are housed within our class website. And then for Moodle, like I said, most likely at this point you already have a Moodle account, so you're just going to be continuing with that course shell that you probably already have. But if for some reason you don't have a course shell, please let me know and I can get one ready for you. All right, and that's about it. Thank you very much, and have a great week.